As the subtitle of my book says, you are one connection away from massive success in your life and business. The challenge is you don't know what connection. It literally is on the back of my shirts. This is what we do.
Devin, by the way, you should just meet him from a standpoint of he makes the greatest connections of all time. There are people here because he connected me. And they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to come to this event. But he is just a killer connector.
Devin was a guest speaker, keynote speaker at one of our masterminds that we were hosting in Palm Springs, California. He just amazed everybody. Devin has spoken multiple times virtually in our community to lead sessions when I've been out of town. He's spoken on connections, making referrals happen, business strategy, so many things. He did a very similar thing and took a whole day and laid out entire strategies for really just blowing up the business models that we all have, getting tons of connections and referrals going, and actually being wise with how those relationships work, not looking at the shallow water stuff, the deep water stuff. I've never once, and this is just the truth, I've never once been disappointed with how Devin has showed up.
And so I went on a mission to figure out how do we get more referrals, not just from our clients, but from strangers, right? And I built a business around it. And so that's what we're going to talk about. The subtitle of my book says you're one connection away from massive success in your life and business. You're one connection. Yes, I love volume. We receive about 2,000 inbound leads a year, 2,000 inbound. We make 4,000 to 5,000 outbound. So you're going to have to see how the process works. But you only need one. You did not follow the core principles. So that's why they're here. So first, always add value. There's been a couple versions of that today. And by always add value, I don't mean sell your product or service. What I mean is make connections and provide resources and solve problems. 5 core principles. Again, if you break these, the system falls apart. What if you could build $1 million pipeline in 120 days with no cold calling? What if you could be the top producer in your company, branch, region, or industry? That's what we do all day, every day. These are real clients, real examples from real people that just implemented this system. Yes, you should be on social. Yes, you should create amazing content. Yes, you should do all the other things. But this system alone can unlock so much for you. The connection expansion exercise, this is something I think is critical in how we change our ask. What I mean by ask is if I say, hey, Zeno, who do you want to be connected with? You're going to default with your ideal client, right? Whether you're looking for first-time buyers, move-up buyers, people who are downsizing, senior citizens, it doesn't matter. You have a profile type that you want, whether it's the $17 million buyer, that's freaking amazing, right? Here's your quick action. Pick a number that you want to re-engage with. Pick a number. You're going to re-engage with 5. You're going to send them the check-in email, and then you're going to sign the task to nurture in 6 weeks. You're going to send the check-in email, you're going to sign the task to nurture in 6 weeks. What will happen is you're creating that momentum as people will start booking meetings with you, and then you can have a connection meeting, and then you can follow up, and then you can make your connections, and then you can check in, and then you can start the cycle. Everybody wants to buy, nobody wants to be sold. We live in a consumer society. We are trained to buy. Yet for some reason, we're all taught to sell and all these selling tactics. No, just let people buy, right? And so when you position correctly and you're referred in, we've talked about it with 2 speakers today. When you're referred in, it's much easier to close, right? That's why we want it.